The mac and cheese. Yes, okay, the mac and cheese. Ain't falling off the spoon, then don't talk to me.
Okay.
He got us with the mac and cheese.
That was everything.
Oh, yeah.
Been a lot of fun this week. I've never seen anyone more excited. We've been doing the show now for a year and change. No one has ever been more excited for an assignment than D. Wood was for the top 5
I was listening to that in my car. I was driving to my mother's going, he's happy. He's happy today.
He was very happy. All right, let's go either or here. Look ahead to some of the biggest matchups of this Sunday in the National Football League. Lewis, I'm starting with you. Colts, Titans. Who you got, Tannehill or Brissett?
I'm going with Brissett. I've been a big Jacoby Brissett believer. I believe in the DNA of this football team. I believe in the DNA of Jacoby Brissett. I think they understand that this is a big football game. It's at home. I like Ryan Tannehill. I love the boost that he's given the Tennessee Titans for sure. But you've got to go with Frank Reich. You've got to go with big number 7. I think he's going to play one of his best games of the year.
That's a huge game. All right, Browns and Steelers, obviously, with a lot of things swirling around. Acho, who you got, Baker Mayfield or the Steeler D?
Give me the Steelers defense. Mayfield has definitely been playing well, specifically in the last game or so. But the Steelers defense are going to know that this team can only win if they put the whole team on their back. Again, they're starting Dylan Duck Hodges to put things in perspective at quarterback. The Steelers defense knows they need to show up big in a mighty way. This is a huge rivalry game. I like the Steelers defense.
And then Graziano, you will be reporting from Patriots and Texans. So who you got, Pats D or Deshaun Watson?
I'm going to take the Patriots D. They've been holding everybody down. The history of Houston against the Patriots is a bad one. And I think, you remember the Adam Sandler movie, The Water Boy, where Henry Winkler couldn't beat the coach that he used to. Yeah. Bill O'Brien is like that with Bill Belichick. He's a great coach. But when he sees Belichick on the other sideline, things start to go wrong. And I think that'll happen again for Houston on Sunday.
So Bill O'Brien is a grown-up version of the Fonz, says Dan Graziano. Finally, Lewis, here's the toughest one of the day. The Niners defense or Lamar Jackson?
And I hate everything about having to make this decision, but I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Why? I'll tell you why. I read an article recently that Seth Walder, the sports analytics writer for ESPN, wrote about the use of motion in Baltimore's offense. And I started thinking back to my playing days and how much conflict it puts you in as far as assignments. Baltimore makes your mind explode with how much motion they use and all the different variations of the run game. And I love San Fran's defense, but I'm going to give them the slight edge because of the fact that they jam you up mentally. Yep. And if you get jammed up mentally, you're done.
So let's try and teach the fans who watch this and watch football every single week something. The 49er defense is exceptional.
Absolutely.
Are the things that make it exceptional things that we figure might give Lamar Jackson problems? Nothing has slowed him down the last month or so.
Absolutely. And first and foremost, it's this. If you watch San Francisco's defense, don't even look at the linebackers in the secondary. Just watch the line of scrimmage and watch these guys come off the ball. The line of scrimmage moves back 1 yard because they get off the ball that fast. That is how you slow down a running football team, is when the offensive linemen are back in the quarterback's lap and all of a sudden everything's not so clear. They can muddy things up for you. Now, from there, look, Lamar, though, is a freak. Yep. Obviously, he's the ultimate equalizer. He'll be like, hey, you know what? I'll do you one better. I'm just going to hit the B button, spin out of here, and I'm just going to run over here and do some stuff that you've never seen before, and that's a problem. But with San Francisco, and I'll tell you this, keep an eye on this guy, number 93, DJ Jones. He's the guy who people don't talk about on this defensive line, and he's constantly putting his shoulder pads in people's chest and slamming people to the turf. They need him to play a big game. They need the rest of the defensive line to come through. We'll see.
You talk about, educating the viewer. You have to realize at practice, you really have 2 grind days a week. It's typically Wednesday, Thursday. That's really when you get it in. When you're going against the Ravens, it's a team you haven't seen all season, a team that your roster can't actually allow you to practice against because you don't have the body. So what this means is if you're playing linebacker, which I played, you can practice your run fits for about 30 minutes a day. That's really all you got because you got to work on teams, etc. You can't actually practice against what you see in Lamar Jackson, not even talking about the speed, not talking about the talent. Lou talked about it in the pre-show meeting. You can't even work on the schematics of it. So then you get out there and it's something you've never even seen before.
What do you think, Dan, as we look ahead to this matchup, the 49ers in an unprecedentedly tough stretch against Green Bay now then they have another huge game standing by with New Orleans right after that.
They've been pushing people around like the Ravens have. They go in and they dictate how the game is going to go. We saw that against Green Bay last week. fascinated to see which side it is, because you have two head coaching candidates. You have Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator in San Francisco, Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator in Baltimore. These are guys you're going to hear about getting head coach interviews next month or in January. And if one of them dominates the other on Sunday, that only helps their case.
That's one of the early games on the schedule. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Greeny, we need you to pick every game on the Sunday schedule lickety-split. Well, let's do just that. Packers, Giants. Aaron Rodgers has been struggling. This matchup is exactly what the doctor ordered. New York's defense stinks. Give me Green Bay, 70-17. Skins, Panthers, Washington. Won a game, and I still have no idea how. It won't happen again. I'll take the Fighting McCaffreys, 30-3. Niners, Ravens. Why is this at 1 o'clock? No matter. Lamar Jackson is on the kind of roll that transcends time. Baltimore Birds, 23-16. Titans, Colts. Quietly, Ryan Tannehill is one of the best stories of the season, but Jacoby Brissett has more talent around him. Colts, well rested. They'll be the 6th seed. Indy, 20-17. Eagles, Dolphins, Carson Wentz. What the actual heck? All those millions are supposed to pay off against New England and Seattle. They better against Miami, where this season is over and changes are coming. Eagles fly in Florida, but it won't be easy. 24-20. Raiders, Chiefs. After being blown away by slinging Sammy Darnold, Oakland gets the comparative breather against Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I'm kidding. Tough spot Raiders. No chance in KC. Chiefs 37-21. Bucks, Jags. I miss Gardner Minshew. I just felt like saying that. Tampa 27-20. Jets, Bengals. During the Jets' 3-game win streak, Sam Darnold has 7 touchdowns and 1 pick. He's not good. He's great. Jets win their 4th straight, 34-16. Rams, Cardinals. Which team's future would you rather have? Me too. Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in this game, and it isn't close. Arizona, 27-14. Chargers, Broncos. Terrible game. But if this is the end of the Phillip Rivers era, it's worth a peek. Feels like Denver has packed it in. I like the Chargers by a field goal. Browns, Steelers, with both benches warned before the first pitch. I expect no fisticuffs and a statement win for Cleveland. Browns are the better team. They're making a run. 28-12. Finally, Pats, Texans, playoff preview. You know I love Deshaun Watson, but I can't see the former Patriot OC outsmarting his old boss Belichick. New England finds a way, again, 23-22. Looks like it's going to be a very interesting weekend ahead. Anything jump out at you in there? The Pats? What jumps out at you?
No, I'm with you right there. I'm with you on just about all of those. The Pats are just going to be one of those teams that just kind of outthink you. They just kind of grind you down as the game goes on. And as far as that Ravens 49ers game, I mean, that literally, I could sit there and argue myself to death, back and forth, back and forth.
It's in that early
how
window.
is that game at 1 o'clock?
It would have been nice if they flexed it. Meanwhile, we've been leading up to this all hour long. This is how the Egg Bowl ended yesterday, okay? So this is Ole Miss scoring what could have been the tying touchdown in the closing seconds. But Elijah Moore is flagged for celebrating the touchdown by pretending to urinate like a dog. This, of course, is something Odell Beckham Jr. once did. He gets the penalty. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty. It pushes the extra point back 15 yards, and they miss the extra point. Thus, they lose by that 1 point in their rivalry game. They lose because the receiver pretended to urinate like a dog in the end zone. I really don't know what to say about that, Louis Riddick. What do you want to say about it?
What I want to say, I can't say. Because I could say it once, as they say in TV. I just wouldn't get a chance to say it again. I mean, come on now. Come on. To do that kind of thing, and you know what, Acho, we said this in the pre-show meeting. I said this is the kind of thing where I heard someone explain it that he just lost his head and it got away from him. And your response was, no, you thought about doing this. You had planned this, and the fact that you planned this is the ultimate act of selfishness for your football team.
Let me tell you this, man. If I'm a senior and I lost my rivalry game in my last game because of this, I'm going to see you in the locker room, and I'm going to lay hands on you and not in prayer, okay? Like, we going to have some issues if this is how I go out.
I mean,
Come on, man.
You can't do this.
Like,
you can't do that kind of thing.
Ever. Now, let's say the kicker, yes, make the kick, but nah, Elijah Moore, you can't do that, man.
Listen, I mean, it has to have been premeditated because
Of
I can't fathom at any moment that the spirit just takes you over and you decide, I'm just going to pretend I'm urinating like a dog. Like, that just doesn't seem like a natural reaction. All right, now we have officially seen it all.
It is what it is.
Coming up, Jerry Jones. What did he have to say about his coach after his Cowboys got demolished yesterday? You'll hear that and more. A new hour of Get